Hey all, welcome back to Triple Goddess Soapery. My name is Angela, and today we are going to be talking about the long-awaited recap of quarter 3 for Triple Goddess Soapery. I'm going to apologize now because I am still a little bit sick. I woke up sick last Sunday morning, and I'm just starting to get over it now. So I will try and cut out the coughing, sneezing, snuffing as best as I can, and hopefully my voice doesn't sound too wonky. So, to recap quarter 1, and I will try and remember to link the videos above. Quarter 1 was pretty good, so that was January to March, and that's generally the slowest time, so it was good for that quarter. Quarter 2 was April to June, which was much slower than I expected. And quarter 3, July to September, that is where we are now. And like I said, I will try and link both of those previous videos above. So quarter 3 started with July 1st, and July definitely started off very, very slow. I had a market that ended up getting canceled because the market before that in June was very slow. So they canceled that market, so I had to scramble to find another market. So in July, I had 2 markets, one of which was canceled. And they were the first market was super slow. I think I paid $20 for the table fee, and I grossed $52. So I mean, I netted profit, but certainly wasn't worth the drive. And then at the last minute, I had one of my followers contact me and say, "Hey, we're doing a Mystic and Well-Being Fair. We still have a couple tables. Do you want to join? I think you'd be a good fit." So I did. And that market restored my faith in humanity for the summer because the sales were great. It was a pleasant surprise. So, overall, for the month of July, my sales were still lower than the previous year, but that market, up to that point on July 27th, was my set a record for my highest grossing one-day sales outside of a Christmas market. Although it was pretty close to what I made at my Christmas markets. And we'll go over the actual numbers. I'm just going through the markets that I did. So in August, I did 3 markets. So on August 10th, I did Pagan Pride Day in Duncan, which set a new record for the highest one-day sales ever. Then I did a market with the Moms Market, and the sales were pretty abysmal. I trying to remember, I don't think I broke even. Like, I think I made back my table fee, but that's not breaking even because you have to take your cost of sales off first. And then my third market that month was also with the Moms Market, and sales were better that day. I did, walk away with some profit. And then for the month of September, I did 3 markets again that month. 1, 2, 3. Actually, no, I did 4 markets that month. It's just popping up somewhere else. So yeah, I did 4 markets that month. I did one with the Nanaimo Curling Club, which was a parking lot like pop-up, and the table fee was very low. I think it was only $20. And the sales were surprisingly good. Like, they weren't amazing, but they were good. Then on the 14th, I did the Nanaimo Wellness and Spirit Fair. That was with Gypsy Hart, and she actually found me when I attended the Mystic and Well-Being Fair. And those table fees were the highest fees that I've ever paid outside of a Christmas market for a table. But again, for the third time this year, that market set a record for my highest sales in a single day, even including Christmas markets. And then the next day, I went out to the Medieval Fall Fair and Demo, and sales that day were really, really, really good and higher than the year before when I attended the market. And then that's all the markets that I did for July, August, and September. So, oh, and then I also did Arbutus Meadows, which would have been September, the weekend after, so September 20th, somewhere in there. And the sales were okay. Like, I walked away with a profit. It was fine, but it certainly wasn't like some of the other markets that I did that month. So all in all, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I did 9 markets in 3 months, and started off slow, but definitely had some of my highest record-breaking sales during those 3 months as well. So, getting on to the good stuff, getting on to what you're actually here for. So, this is my second full year in business, going into my third year now. So, for July to, oh, I have the wrong dates on my report here. Let's just fix that. Report options. I have it set to October when I actually want September. Let's fix that. Okay, so for July to September 2023, my sales were $2,496. Now, those sales include the Art in the Garden, which was a really, really large 3-day festival. And those sales during that period, I can't remember that market. I think I made about $1,200 to $1,400. So more than half of the sales during that 3-month period last year were from one 3-day event. This year, I did not do that 3-day event. I didn't do any 3-day events in that 3-month period, but I did do 9 markets, which is definitely more than I did last year. So this year, my sales from July to September were $5,640.25. So my sales are up 126%. And when you look at this, I mean, it's double. Like, it's more, my sales are up more than double, basically, for that period. So that's amazing. I'm definitely hitting goals that I wanted to hit. It's making me very happy. And actually, for October, I set some new records, which is pretty amazing. But we're not going to talk about that until January, so you'll have to come back to that. So overall, for Q3 in 2024, sales are up more than double. It's amazing. I'm super excited. And I don't calculate my cost of goods sold like in my bookkeeping software until the end of the year because it's just too much work. I just don't do it. But if you assume that my cost of goods is about 30%, or my gross profit is about 70% across the board, then it's, my costs are not that much different than they were that last year. So we're just going to, go with the gross profit or the gross sales because it's just easier to calculate. Also, this year I am tracking all of my wholesale discounts, all of my freight revenue. I also this year have Patreon revenue, and I also have affiliate revenue, although that deposit didn't come in until October. I'm an affiliate with National Shrink Wrap. I'm also an affiliate with Amazon, but I've gotten 0 sales from that. So if you see anything down below that you like and that you want to buy, and if you click on the link and you make a purchase, it doesn't cost you anything more, but I do get a small percentage. And I believe after 3 months, if I haven't generated any sales through my affiliate links for Amazon, they basically kick me out and tell me I'm no longer part of the program. So there's that. But anyway, where was I going with that? So yes, so I have some other types. I have other revenue streams, basically, besides my full-time job. So I have my soap business sales. I have the Patreon revenue, which isn't very much, but it all adds up. And then I also have some affiliate revenue, which again isn't very much, but still it adds up. And then when I go down to look at my expenses, so all of my general and administrative expenses, my advertising and promotions is down 76%. Last year for that quarter, it was $1,227. This year it's only $300. Business fees and licenses, I must have posted that to the wrong place last year. That's $75. That's or I posted it to the wrong place this year because it's my fees for my Handcrafted Bath and Body Guild membership. My event fees and registrations last year was $1,234. This year is $1,534, which makes sense because I did a lot more markets. professional development is higher, but it's only $66. And that was for Coursera, I think. And my business insurance, my payments, I only had one payment come out of the bank in that quarter, but all the payments had come out by the end of September last year. What else? My office supplies are about the same. My shop supplies are about $200 lower this year, and my meals and entertainment almost identical. So, very, very happy with where I'm sitting right now. My gross sales for the third quarter are, like I said, more than double of last year. My general and administrative expenses are 22% lower, and my cost of goods is about the same. Maybe a titch higher, but not much. So yeah, super happy with the way the business is going. Definitely has a lot to do with just me getting myself out there and just doing more markets, because most of my sales do come from in-person events. My online sales are pretty small compared to anything else. I do a lot of promoting, like unpaid promoting. I just post a lot on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I do my YouTube videos. But otherwise, like, I do generate some sales from that, but most of my sales are in person. So if you have a small business and you're struggling because you feel like you're not getting a lot of sales, but you're also not doing a lot of in-person events and really getting out there and meeting people, that's why. It's a lot. It takes a lot longer, in my personal experience, to build a business just solely online. Unless you get lucky and go viral with something, it's just hard. All right, so let's now look at the year to date and see where we're at. So we are going to go from January 1st to September 30th. So for the first 3 quarters of the year, last year for that period, January to September, my sales were $4,660. That was my first full year in business to that point. This being my second full year in business, my total sales were $10,918, less wholesale discounts of $1,043, so net sales of $9,875. So again, for the first 3 quarters of the year, my net sales are over double what they were last year, and that is amazing to me. Especially because everyone knows the last 3 months of the year is generally where you have your most sales. A lot of people make most of their money from October to December when you're in this kind of business. So percentage-wise, my net sales are 116.55% higher than last year. Amazing. And of course, my other revenue is 100% higher than last year because, I didn't have Patreon or affiliate income last year. And for this time period, this year compared to last, my advertising and promotions are down 80%. Business fees and licenses are down 62%. Event fees and registrations are up 5%, which makes sense because I've done more markets. Professional development is up 215%, but that's only from $62 to $198, so, gotta take that with a grain of salt. Business insurance is the same. Bank charges and interests are double this year, which is still only $353. Office supplies are down 26%. Shop supplies are down 33%. Spent a lot more money on stuff last year, just, building up the soap studio, buying molds, and just all that little stuff that just gets expensed. Meals and entertainment down 56%. Last year, up to this point, it was 402. This year, it's 175. So overall, my general and administrative expenses are down 32%, while my income is up 117%. So excellent, excellent numbers. I'm super proud of this. This also means that I actually had to register for sales tax in the province of British Columbia. So you will see if you place an order, whether it's in person or online, there will be 7% sales tax added at the checkout. But that's exciting. It means that I'm a legit business, that the province says, hey, you are making enough money now that you have to register for sales tax. This is not a hobby. So go me. Yeah, so that's where we're at for the end of September 2023. I'm really, really excited to look at the fourth quarter once that finishes. All ready for the month of October. I know that I've set more records. My sales for the month of October have been fabulous. To date, for the just for the months, I know that my sales for October are the highest sales so far this year for a month. So that's exciting. Also, kind of to be expected. But I really have found that digging into my niche and finding my people really has improved my sales. So if you're still struggling trying to find your customer base and trying to figure out who you should be targeting, you really need to just dig down and think who are you? What does your brand represent? And really lean into that. Because for me, I make goat's milk soaps, I make bath and body care, and for me, I'm formulating products that are specifically for dry and sensitive skin or sensitive skin. And I take that into my hair care products, my face products, my lotions, my creams, and my soaps. I use goat's milk in everything. I'm using clay in most things. And also, I'm really starting to lean heavier and heavier into the pagan side of my business. Obviously, my business is called Triple Goddess Soapery. So you should know by the name that, there is some pagan, connotation there. And having been invited to that Nanaimo, what was it called again? The Mystic and Well-Being Fair. That really kicked off my year in July and really got me looking at mystic, well-being, metaphysical, pagan, witchy type of markets and events because honestly that's where my people are. And they have been my best markets and my best events, not only financially, but the vibe is just amazing. It's just a really great place to be. Everyone is happy and positive. I met so many great people and made so many great connections, and it's been really great. So now I'm really, again, besides the Christmas markets, looking forward to 2025. Although I want to do as many markets as possible, I also want to target those specific markets because even if I have to travel a little bit farther, it might be worth doing just those markets and not doing some of the other ones. Basically, not doing whatever I can find and being just a little more picky. And I may do less markets in 2025, but the goal is to, keep increasing my monthly revenues and keep building my business. And I think those kinds of markets are definitely my niche and where I need to be. Anyway, I hope that all makes sense. If you made it this far, thank you so much. I will try and edit out the coughing and the throat clearing and the snuffling. Also, too, I'd like to take a minute to thank my Patreons because I just appreciate you so much. It just makes me so happy when I make a post on Patreon or I get an email that says, "Hey, somebody's joined," and it's just nice. Like whether you're a paid subscriber or not, I really appreciate that you're there. There are over 60 subscribers on my Patreon, which is linked below. There's free content, there's paid content. The It's only $5 for the paid content monthly, but again, $5 is a lot, and if you've contributed and you've signed up, thank you so much because that $5 is a lot some days, and I understand. So we're just going to put them on the screen now if I haven't already, but I just want to thank Alexandra, Alicia, Chloe, Jason, Lisa, Linda. Let me see if I can read all the names. Marilena, Megan, Taryn, and I believe that's it. Oh, and Pamela. Sorry about that. So those are my patrons at the Soap Apprentice level. I very much appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them below. If you have any specific business questions, I am an accountant by trade. I am Canadian though, so accounting and bookkeeping questions definitely I can answer. As far as actual tax questions, unless you're Canadian, I know some of the rules are the same, but some things are different in the US, so I can't answer everything. But again, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you. I am now going to go make some tea and probably work on some soap things. I have a lot to do. I have a soap studio to clean because I've been sick for a week. I have one, two, three, four, five um, batches of soap here that I'm looking at that need to be stamped. And then I need to work on the labels and the boxes for those, and then I can just let them finish curing. I have lots to do. I have so many bath bombs that I need to make too because I have a 3-day market in 2 weeks, and then another 3-day market the week immediately after that. And then I have 3 one-day markets in December. And I feel like I'm going to need a lot of bath bombs. So, gonna get started on that. I hope you have a fabulous day, and thank you so much for watching and listening to me ramble. Have a fabulous day.